Watch from your hearts. So we're human beings, so we're always wanting to watch from our minds, from our heads, which is why we move quickly to being very decisive. And it's why we end up, judging, labeling, manipulating, demonizing, dismissing. That's what happens when we watch from the head or our minds. But when we watch from our hearts, we allow things. Once we can locate the core, the warm, spacious, compassionate place from which we can not get tripped up by behavior. Behavior always kind of trips us up. It helps us move too quickly to judgment, labeling, dismissing, and demonizing. Whereas if we watch from the heart, we recognize there's room for everyone and room for everything. That's what the heart does. That's how God operates. God operates by watching from the heart. He can get underneath behavior, recognizing that behavior is always a language. It's telling us something. Wow, what kind of pain is behind that? I remember, I always get these in my office many times a week. Homie came in and, remember me? And I said, no, sorry, I don't. He goes, Hollenbeck Junior High? No. Dr. Person? Well, Dr. Person, some of you from Royal Heights know that he was a famous counselor at Homeboy Junior High. I said, no. He called you to save me? No. You came over, you talked to me, you talked to the principal because they wanted to kick me out of school. And they didn't, because you talked to me and to her, and they didn't expel me. I said, wow, I don't remember this. Why did they want to kick you out of school? Well, I set the principal's desk on fire. Yeah, that'll do it. And you'd think I would have remembered that, But there are horrifying things that happen, and how do you kind of not get tripped up by them? How do you move beyond them? How do you watch from the heart so that you don't allow? It's not about allowing bad behavior, but you kind of get underneath it. You want to understand it. You want to kind of see the pain of it so that you respond from this open, spacious, compassionate place. So years ago, I was walking down the street and I saw a woman I knew whose two sons had been killed just very few months apart from each other, killed because of gang violence. And I gave her a big hug, and I hadn't seen her, and I said, how you doing, kiddo? And she thought for a while, and her eyes filled up with tears, and she said, I love my two kids who remain, and I feel pain for the two taken from me. And then she stopped. She can't really speak. And I watch a solitary tear escape, and she says, the pain wins. The pain wins. Well, a couple months later, I ran into her again on the street, and she told me about something that had happened a couple weeks before. She had gone to White Memorial Hospital. It was an emergency room for some irregular heartbeat or something. And they had her lying on a gurney in the emergency room, and suddenly they rush in a kid who's 15 years old on a gurney, been shot, very critically wounded. And they leave her and they attend to him, and they don't pull the curtain, and they're screaming, they're ripping off his clothes, they're pounding on his chest. And she recognizes the kid as a kid from the gang that most certainly killed her two sons. And they're starting to scream, the doctors, we're losing them, and she's told me, I've never prayed so hard in my whole life. And then she tells me that she told that to some friends, and the friends said, what did you pray for? That he die? And she said, no. I prayed, please let him live. I don't want any mother to go through the suffering I've been through. And the kid lived. And everybody knows that the pain never wins. Only love conquers. Only love wins. So it's a decision to watch from the hearts, from our own core, warm, spacious, compassionate place at the center of our lives. If we watch from the heart, then we'll be less inclined to judge, label, demonize, dismiss, expel. So today, let's watch from the heart.